So we'll start the class. See, we are moving on to the biggest chapter of your portions, profits and gains from business or profession. Okay, definitely it will take around 10 to 12 hours. That is 6 classes, 6 to 7 classes maybe. Okay, profits and gains from business or profession. See, you would have remembered section 4. Okay, you would have remembered section 4. Section 4 is the charging section of the Income Tax Act. Okay, section 4 empowers the Income Tax Act to charge tax on what? Total income. Okay, on what? Total income. So total income is scope of total income. We have seen what forms part of total income. The 5 different heads of income and the deductions all put together forms the total income, right? So all 5 heads of income from salaries. So what was taxed under the head salaries? The salary income which the employee received or receivable, okay, is what is taxed. Okay, in case of house property, what was taxed? The annual value was taxed. Okay, so as the name suggests, profits and gains, they are not going to tax the turnover. They are not going to tax the turnover. In case of a business or profession, they are only going to tax profits and gains. Okay, the net profit is the starting point. Net profit as per the P&L account is the starting point in case of a computation for income from business or profession. Okay, see what you will calculate. You will calculate income from business or profession. The income which is defined is not the turnover. Turnover is also income, right? They are not talking about the turnover, but they are only talking the income means for the purpose of PGBP is, you can call it short form PGBP. Okay, the income from profits and gains from business or profession is, the income is only the profits or gain. Okay, that is the main concept. Okay, you should not take the turnover. The starting point for computation, in any PGBP problem is, first point is net profit from P&L account. Net profit from the P&L account. That is the starting point. From the net profit from the P&L account, there are several adjustments. So that is defined in the scope of this chapter. Okay. So let's go to the scope of PGBP. What are all covered? Scope. Like any head of income, you have chargeability. For salaries, section 15 was chargeability. For house property, 22 was chargeability. For we covered till 27 in house property, deemed owner. Now chargeability is section 28. Section 28 is chargeability. Next, computation of business income. Section 29, 30 to 43D. Section 29, section 30 to 43D. 30 to 43D. Special provisions. Section 44 to 44DA. Special provisions, section 44 to 44DA. These are the main broad categories. Okay, main broad categories. This computation is subdivided into deductions, deductions, inadmissible expenses, inadmissible expenses, deemed profit, other provisions. Okay. So deductions, section 30 to 37. Deductions, section 30 to 37. Inadmissible, section 38, 40, 40 capital A, 43B. I want you to remember we did something for 43B somewhere in salaries. Yes. So, contribution to recognized provident fund by the employer. Employer's contribution to recognized provident fund will be an allowable expenditure only if the amount is actually paid. 43P is where the statutory payments or certain expenses is allowed only on actually paid basis. Only if they pay. Just by creating a provision, they will not allow. Okay. So we just saw one point in salaries. I thought we can recollect that. Okay. Next, deemed profit is section 41. Deemed profit is section 41. Other provisions you have section 42, 43, 43CA. This is a new provision. 43C and 43D. This is the major scope of profits and gains from business or profession. These are the major sections which are applicable for your exams. Okay, we have almost covered everything. Copied. Can we move on? So we have few important definitions. See, what is the head of income? Profits and gains from business or profession. Okay, you need to know what is business, what is profession. Right? You know what is business, what is profession. But under the Income Tax Act, what is business, what is profession, you need to know. Okay. So first definition is business. Section 2(13). Section 2, subsection 13. Business is an inclusive definition. First point. The term business is an inclusive definition and it includes number 1, trade, number 2, commerce, trade, commerce, number 3, manufacture, or number 4, any adventure or concern in the nature of trade, commerce or manufacture. See, first 3 points are direct. If you are involved in trading of any goods or services, okay, then you will come under this this chapter. Okay, that is considered to be business. Trade, commerce. Commerce is business only. Okay, or manufacture. You manufacture a product to what? To sell. So that is also a business. So what is that? Any adventure in the nature of trade, commerce, or manufacture. What do you mean by any adventure? See, for any business activity, it will be a continuous activity. You don't manufacture a product once and sell it tomorrow and shut down business. Correct? So business is a continuous process. So you would have learnt in accounting standards, in accounting concept, there is an accounting concept called going concern. You account for a business, treating it as if it will run for the future years. That is going concern, right? So same concept. So even if there is only one transaction in the nature of trade, commerce, or manufacture, even that transaction will be covered under business, under the Income Tax Act. Even if it is not a going concern, you are doing business only for one time, one activity, a single activity, that is the adventure in the nature of trade, commerce, or manufacture. If it involves any of the three and you are doing it only for one time, even for one time I am saying, even that transaction will be covered under profits and gains from business or profession. No, only business. This is the term defined as business. So it will fall under this head. Right. This is the definition of business. Next, profession. Section 236. Just one line. Profession also includes any vocation. Profession also includes any vocation. VOCATION. Profession also includes any vocation. See, what do you mean by profession? What do you mean by profession? Not service. See, there should be specified knowledge, academic accreditation for a professional. For example, a chartered accountant is a professional. He gets a certificate of practice or he gets a certificate of membership. An advocate is a professional because he is obtaining a specified academic accreditation. Okay. So what the income tax says, if they are only including academic interest, they will be missing out on other vocations like an astrologer. There is no specific course for astrology. Even if it is there, whoever is doing astrology will not necessarily do the course. It is a science which they update on themselves by doing research. Okay, astrologer or a fashion designer, they are not profession, it is a vocation. Stitching, designer clothes, there is a necessary studies for that, but not everyone does it. Do you mean to say every costume designer is a person qualified doing that course? No, anyone can do it. If they have interest and they have researched it well, anyone can do it. So whereas a chartered accountant, can anyone be a chartered accountant without qualifying? No, they cannot do. So anyone can practice as an advocate, they cannot do. So it includes both. So they say profession also includes vocation. So profession by academic accreditation are also covered, and profession which also includes vocation of they practice astrology, they do a costume designing without any accreditation, they will also be covered under profession. That is the meaning. Okay. Then we have left out one more word, manufacture. Manufacture. Section 229 BA. Manufacture is defined in section 229 BA. Write down. First point. Change in a non-living object, non-living object, in bracket write down physical object, change in non-living object or article, article, article or thing. Okay, below that write first point A, resulting in transformation, resulting in transformation of the object, transformation of the object or article or thing into a new distinct object or article or thing. So you have, there should be some conversion, some transformation of a non-living physical object. So there is a raw material which that is a physical object, non-living physical object. The raw material you put it into the machinery and it comes into the output comes as a different product altogether. Okay, that is also a non-living physical object. Yeah, need not necessarily. They are only defining what is manufacture. This activity is called as manufacture. They are not talking about value addition, taxability and all. They are only defining manufacture. Second point B, bringing into a new existence of the object or article or thing with a different chemical structure, or an integral structure. Okay, next, or this is manufacture. This is self-explanatory. See, these definitions are only for academic interest. They are not going to test you on what is manufacture or what is business or what is profession. But you need to know what is business or profession. Okay, and business includes manufacture. Therefore, you need to know what is manufacture. Okay, these are very important decisions with respect to this chapter. Okay, next we'll go to method of accounting. Method of accounting. See, every head of income will have one method of accounting can be followed. Only one type of method can be followed. In case of salaries, it is taxable either on due basis or receipt basis, whichever is earlier. So it is on accrual concept. The moment salary is accrued, it will be chargeable to tax. Okay. Similarly, house property, there is nothing defined. Okay. So you can use any of the cash basis or due basis, whichever you can follow. But in terms of PGBP, you have to follow only mercantile system of accounting. You have to follow only mercantile system of accounting. So due basis shall be adopted for charging the income, right? Okay, let's go back to the scope. See, what do you mean by deductions? What is inadmissible? What do you mean by deductions? What is inadmissible? Yeah, can anyone say? I'm asking you people only. We have already done this in section 14A. Section 14A, we have already done this. I have already explained what do you mean by a deduction. What is an inadmissible? Huh? Both are for taxable. No, section 14A is that the concept is you are disallowing or you are not admitting the expenditure which you directly or indirectly incurred for the exempt income. Okay, section 14A is you are not giving that expenditure a credit. In your P&L account it will be 2, to that extent profit would have gone down. Okay, for the income which is not at all taxable, the expenditure which you directly or indirectly incur for that income will not be allowable, or it will not be admitted as an expenditure. Therefore, you add it back to your profit so that your profit goes up. So, the first step is net profit from P&L account. So, what do you mean by deductions? So, you have several expenditures debited to your P&L account, right? X, Y, Z, rent, amenities, whatever, maintenance, electricity, okay, cost of goods purchased, etc. So many expenditure which is debited to your P&L account. Whether all expenditure are allowed, certain expenditure are allowed only on payment basis, certain expenditure are allowed even if it is not paid, certain expenditure were incurred only for the purpose of earning exempt income, so those expenditures are not allowed. So deductions means the amount which is allowed. Okay, the amount which is allowed. What do you mean by allowing? In the P&L account it is already debited to repairs and maintenance, 500 rupees. It is already debited. In the debit side, P&L account, the expenditure is already booked. So, if it is an allowable expenditure, there will be no adjustment. You need not allow it once again. So, net profit, from net profit, that expenditure will be actually already allowed. So, no adjustment. You got it? So, that expenditure would have been already debited to your P&L account. To that extent, net profit would have come down. So, if that expenditure is allowed or deductible, that expenditure need not be touched upon. It is actually allowed. Okay, so no adjustments. In case of inadmissible items, you will add it back. So, this is the format. Simultaneously, I am also giving the format. So, it is very easily understandable. So, the format is computation of PGBP. The starting point, as I said, it is net profit from P&L account. You will add. What you will add? You will add back inadmissible expenditure. So, you will add back inadmissible expenditure. So, admissible expenditure will have no impact here. Okay, admissible expenditure will have no impact. You will subtract the following. You will subtract depreciation as per IT Act, as computed as per the IT Act. Depreciation as computed as per the IT Act. Okay, when you are subtracting depreciation as per the IT Act, you determine the net profit after depreciation in your P&L account. So, that depreciation is based on your Companies Act. Correct. So, when you are giving a credit of depreciation as per the IT Act, you will add back the depreciation as computed from the Companies Act. Okay. Another add item is depreciation as per Companies Act. So, you add back the depreciation as per the Companies Act, and what is allowed is depreciation as per the IT Act. Okay. So, you will also subtract what? Income from other heads. it has to be treated separately. In your P&L account, by rent received, if they give you 2 lakhs, you will less from PGBP computation and take it to income from house property computation. So that's about it. This is your profits and gains from business or profession. I've given you a simple format, okay. Inside this, there are so many adjustments which are coming. Okay. So we have seen so many sections. We have to deal with, for deductions alone, what is allowed, how much is allowed. You have 30 to 37. You have 7 sections within that. Okay.